Squad. What's good? So, I'm up here in DC, man. Got a bunch of stuff going on. Life been lifing, as we talked about the other day, and I felt like the best way for me to deal with it was for me to go back to the roots. So I jumped in my truck. I'm up here in the DC metro area. I'm currently in Alexandria, Virginia, getting ready to go hit this gym right here, the wonderful DMV Iron. DMV Iron opened around the time I moved down to Florida. I got a chance to work out once or twice here back in like 2019. And so while I'm in town, I decided to use this as a home gym for the next couple of days. So, you know, it's a good omen. Just walked in there, saw one of my frat brothers in there, you know what I'm saying, a mighty member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. So I already know it's gonna be a good day. As soon as I walked in, that's one of the first people I saw. So good stuff, man. Let's get after it. Let's get a session in. And then we'll wrap later on. Peace. Squad. What up? Yeah, man, so great session today in DMV Iron. I did a little bit of a combination of my Monday and Tuesday workout because I was traveling yesterday. So a little bit of a push-pull mix. I got legs tomorrow. I didn't really get as much content as I really wanted to get while I was in there. But that's because I kind of came at a time when I came here, it wasn't that many people there. And it's a pretty big gym, so by wasn't that many people there, I meant maybe there was 25 people there. But it's going on 7 o'clock, and the 5 o'clock p.m., 6 p.m. crew team, you know, lifters came in and the place got packed. And I was able to get a little bit of content for you guys. But I'll be back tomorrow. I got legs tomorrow, so hopefully I can get more of my leg workout in for you guys and show you a little bit more of the toys that they have here at DMV Iron. Absolutely phenomenal gym, man. Beautiful. The logo. I haven't been here since 2019, and they had just opened, I believe, in 2019 or late 2018. I can't remember. I knew when I came to the spot, and I'll actually see if I can get some of the footage. The original space that they had when I came, they now have that space is dedicated to powerlifting. And then they grabbed a couple of the other suites and built this huge place that you saw me working out in. I actually thought that they closed the other place when they got this, but no, they actually kept it. And the guy Richard, excellent guy on the front desk, Richard, he's saying that they're actually hoping to at some point get it's a car detail spot in the middle of the two buildings, and I think eventually they hope to get that. But he said the people that own that may not ever leave, so they've been there for a long time, I guess. But nevertheless, if you're in the DC metro area, you have to go hit DMV Iron. They have all kind of toys in there, equipment I've never used before, different variations of curl machines, different variation of presses, tons of leg press stuff in there. I'm kind of excited about legs tomorrow. I don't even know what I'm gonna use. So yeah, man, this was a great experience. It was a good spot to come to. Because, you know, I'm juggling a bunch of different things right now with life and relationships and raising children. And, you know, most of my children, I have 5 children, 4 of them are adults, they're 20 and up. And a couple of them are in college. One of them just graduated college. My oldest son is traveling the world, chasing his dreams of being a designer and an entrepreneur. And I'm super proud of him. My baby girl will be 12 in December, and she's a handful. It is really, it's not easy raising children, but I have to be honest with you, it's like a really crazy experience raising children in 2024 in comparison to raising them, say, in 2009. The world is just such a different place. And yeah, man, so I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The bag is really heavy right now. But I'm strapped up, man, and I'm dug in, and I'm gonna finish this march, man. And that's really what the purpose of me coming up here for. That was really the purpose of me coming up here, was to come back to the DC metro area and be re-inspired, reinvigorated. Like I said before, I really learned a lot of my hustle and how to understand the system and how to kind of structure my dreams to kind of financially reach my goals. You know, what I say a lot of people, and I was talking to somebody the other day, I was telling them, I lived in the DC area for about 18 years, like a little bit, right at 18 years. And then I was born in Thomasville, Georgia, and I left there at 18 years old to go out to the military. So it's crazy because I literally feel like both of those places are my home. But what I learned being a young man in the Deep South was a lot of principle stuff, a lot of things about character that, you know, I kind of learned to kind of take my time and analyze things. People in the South move a little bit slower than people up north and in the major cities. However, people in the South are extremely intelligent, very smart people. And a lot of times people around the country make jokes about people in the South because we talk a little bit slower down there, and we kind of take our time with reacting and responding. But I assure you that people in the South are absolutely paying attention to everything that's going on. The people in the South will smile at you and ask you how your day is doing as they rob you, and then tell you to have a good day and be safe out there because there's people out there with guns. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really super proud to have experienced my life growing up as a young man in the deep rural South, and then I'm glad to have lived in the DC metro area for so long. For anybody curious, I say that a lot when I say the DC metro area, and I know a lot of people from DC hate when people who aren't from DC say they're from DC, and I'm not saying I'm from DC. Hell, I'm not even telling you I lived in DC. I lived in the DC metro area. I lived in a place called Waldorf. Now, a lot of people will tell you that Waldorf is so far away. It's maybe 20-minute drive from DC, but here's the thing. I'm a photographer, and I was a pro photographer. I am still a pro photographer, but I was a photographer professionally. I began my professional career in 2012. And guess what? My studio was in DC on Independence Avenue. Yeah. So I had a business in DC. I also worked for the federal government in Virginia. So that was in Northern Virginia. And then my home was in Maryland. And I lived all over Maryland. I lived in Gaithersburg. I lived in Germantown. I lived in Clinton. Yeah, I lived in Clinton. I lived in what the heck? Oxon Hill, because I live behind Iverson Mall. I'm gonna put a picture of Iverson Mall up when I say Iverson Mall, so you can see about these cookies. I wish I wasn't on prep. I'll go get me some of them damn cookies. I can't even remember the first part of it, what they're called. I'm gonna actually put a picture up because I can't remember what the cookies are called. But the most amazing cookies you've ever had in your life are at Iverson Mall. Just take your pistol with you when you go over there to get them. And yeah, man, so, being in the DC area, working in Virginia for the government, living in Maryland, and then having a business in DC, it really gave me, because all those three places are different, but all of them are kind of the same, but they're all very, very different. And but they're all the same, but they're all different. And so with me being from Georgia and then having spent 5.5, 6 years in the military, I got a great experience being up here. And then when I did move here initially, when I initially got in the area, I rode motorcycles the entire time I was here. I came here as a biker. And in the early 2000s, if you were a biker in the DC metro area, you were a certified rock star. Oh Lord, the things that happened in the bike community when I was out there. I was pretty active out there from 2003 to probably about 2017, 18. That's not necessarily fair. I was mainly active from 2003 to about 2013, right around the time I went pro as a photographer. And then at that point, I got caught up so much in what I was doing for my business. Now, one of the ways I tried to stay relatively connected to the motorcycle scene is I used to own a digital magazine called Black Iron Movement. And, that Instagram, I believe, is still up, and the fan page is still on Facebook. If you ever get curious, you want to go look it up. I saw at that time, I saw the vision for where the motorcycle community was going. Black people in the motorcycle community were starting to get away from the crotch rockets. So a lot of people who were really heavy and had motorcycles and money in the early 2000s that was riding, crotch rockets, Boosas, ZX12s, ZX10s when those came out, ZX9s, all that stuff. Those guys started aging. So fast forward 20 years, the guys who were in their 20s in their early 2000s are now in their 40s, and some of them in their late 40s, early 50s. And those guys took that mindset of the crotch rocket, rough rider era type world, and they took it over and they started bringing it over to the cruiser world. And around that time, I was transitioning to cruisers too, and I was a photographer and videographer, so I was one of the first people, and I believe personally in the country, because I was in contact with people in the West Coast and everything. And I had people actually submitting stuff in times when I couldn't make it out. And I was shooting models on the bikes, and I started putting together actual magazines and articles, and trying to put things together. I just didn't have the finances to push it, and I didn't have the resources to get funding to really push it the way I wanted to. But man, if I had pulled that off, boy. But it happens. But to stay the course, that's exactly why I came back to the DMV. Because when things get so chaotic, one thing about the DMV is there's money everywhere here. So when the rest of the country is like really struggling, back in the day with the recession was going on, and there was always a recession going on, but in 2008, when the housing market thing happened and the rest of the country was really, really hurting really bad, the DMV area was doing fine because the government is essentially here. The entire body of the government is here. Everything is here. Everything revolves around the government. So while the rest of the country may not, be having some issues with jobs and stuff like that, the job market is thriving pretty well here, and it always has been. So, coming up here, I worked for a number of different defense contractors back in the day, and, I really learned not to be stagnant when it came to chasing my money and chasing my dreams and chasing my visions. And that's why I'll always be thankful and blessed that after I got out of the military, I ended up coming here to this area. So whenever things get kind of chaotic for me, I do kind of gravitate back here. I'll end up going back to my hometown too. When I go back to my hometown, I'm kind of trying to reconnect with love and nurturing and family and bonding. But when I come to the DC metro area, I'm kind of coming back to reconnect with other entrepreneurs and people I know with a hustler spirit, to kind of find that inspiration again, to try to balance out my business efforts along with who I am as a man and what my personal beliefs are. And then just so much history here. Even the fraternity that I'm a member of was founded here. And, you know, that has a connection for me because, you know, my fraternal life does mean a lot to me, and it has had some influence, a lot of influence on, you know, a lot of choices that I've made over the last several years. And it's given me strength and bond and my, you know, having the support of my brothers and knowing that no matter where I go, I make a friend, you know, I meet a friend, and, you know, that's how we refer to our brothers. And I actually met a brother here, you know, when I got to the DMV Iron Gym earlier. That's how I knew it was gonna be a good day. So, yeah, man, just grind, man. I'm staying the course, and that's my mindset. Just keep pushing, but don't. Back in the day when I was trying to figure things out, I would push, but I would push without measuring. You understand what I'm saying? Now, as an older man and an older businessman, I've learned to push, measure, and then set a goal, and then try to reach that goal, and then measure, and then see how close I got to it, and then if I didn't, figure out why. And one of the hardest pills to swallow in life, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're just a man, like a true dedicated version of a man. I'm not gonna sit here and break down definitions for you guys every time I talk to you, but you know what the hell a man is. A real goddamn man. I'm not talking about a male. I'm not talking about a person that just happens to have a penis. I mean, you're a man. You have principles. You stand on code. You put other people before yourself. You build your network. You utilize your resources to help yourself, your family, and others. You believe in your, you know, your community. You believe in your country. You believe in yourself. That's manhood to me. You know, you'll protect the things that, you know, you believe in and stand for. You'll help the weak. You know, I could go on and on, but I'm not gonna do that. But what I am gonna say is, if you are a man, the load gets really heavy out here, and a lot of times what we do out here is a thankless job. It's not constantly celebrated. You know, the people that we love, the people that we mentor, the people that we inspire, a lot of times don't recognize the commitment and the effort that it takes for us to do what we do. And it can be tough at times to not feel like you have a support system. You cannot feel like you have the support that you would give to other people. And what I can say is, I've learned as a man and I've learned as a mentor and etc., is you have to do the things that you do because you believe in them, not because you're looking for people to do back for you what you do for them, because there's no guarantee that people will ever serve you the way you serve them. So that's a lesson that I'm going through right now, and I'm learning, you know, to deal with in the process. And I just felt like being up here would really help me face that head on. So with all that said, I don't want to talk you guys to death. I want to thank y'all for always holding me down. Listen, squad, big things coming. I will be filling you guys in more about my bodybuilding journey and explain to you guys. I know there's a big jump in gaps and stuff with the videos. So the transition from seeing my weight loss went from, I lost a bunch of weight. I lost what, I don't know, maybe I think 80, 90 pounds or something. And then I was supposed to be filling you guys in. I think I went to Canada and I was up there for a week. And then all of a sudden, there's like these big gaps. And then all of a sudden, you guys see me again. And I'm like 115 pounds down now. My body's starting to be more defined. And I'm literally, as we speak and have this conversation with you guys, I'm 16 weeks out. So more will be coming. I'm going to sit down and tell you guys exactly what's going on with me and exactly what's been my fitness journey's been like and what the bodybuilding journey's been like. The show's November 9th. We're 16 weeks out. I'm feeling good. I think I'm looking good. And, you know, I will not be swayed off my path, and I will see it through. So thank y'all for rocking with me, man. I got more good stuff coming for you guys. Stay tuned. More food and stuff will come up, and guns and all that other stuff and come up. And that'll be at the end of November, because I'm not doing all that crap right now while I'm dealing with this show. But more of that stuff's coming, and 2025 will be a phenomenal year. And thank you guys again for holding me down, man. I'm gonna let y'all out here, squad. I'm out.